Podcast. I'm Shanegotyou11, and with me, as always, is Trey.
Hey, we are back again with another episode of the Coast Madden Podcast. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you guys are in the chat, let me know what's up. So, we took a week off due to some family-related concerns. If you guys want any news about possible rescheduling issues, be sure to look at Shane's community tab on YouTube. But if nothing changes due to rescheduling issues, then we should be on every Thursday at 5 p.m. So
Correct.
with all that being said, we have some big news regarding the Madden world. We have some Madden 21. I'm going to go over, so if people tune into this podcast, and I'll let the people know kind of the gist of what's going on. So, the Madden 21 trailer released yesterday. If you guys want to view it for yourself, it is on, you can look up EA Madden 21 trailer on YouTube. And the second thing that I kind of want to get into is that this Saturday, there is going to be a Madden Ultimate Team tournament. It's going to be hosted by Dub.Dubby. He is hosting a Madden 21 tournament, and it is strictly MUT. But what Dubby's doing is that he's doing this thing where if you fill out a bracket basically predicting who you think's going to win, and if you get everything right, then he's going to give you $500.
Oh,
So
that's
if
pretty
that's
cool.
something, yeah. So if that's something that you might be interested in, you can go to his Twitter. His Twitter account is dub.dubby. I think you just have to fill out the bracket and then reply to his Twitter. And the tournament's going to be streamed on Twitch on Saturday. And if you get the bracket all the way right, then you can win $500. So I'd like to get that out too. So because at this time of the year, there's really not that much going on, so it's kind of nice to see that some members of the community are trying to keep Madden 20 alive and afloat. So, but so
Yo,
Shane, how
real
have
quick,
you been doing?
I mean, it's been going it's been going, man. I mean, it could be a little bit better, but it's going. I am watching on my PS4. The Stream Elements bot is glitching out. It keeps sending the same message every like 2 seconds that it's running. We're gonna have like 200 messages, bro, by the time it's done.
That's weird.
Yeah.
So if you're new to the stream, this has been going on like for like a couple years ago. I mean, Madden 19, the bot just wouldn't show up, and then
Yeah.
fast forward 2 years later, he's just starts spamming messages. So
Hey, he's spamming in
I
here,
don't.
bro.
Yeah, so not too sure what's going on with that, but hopefully it's not too annoying. So. Alright, so here's the deal. So, when the Madden 21 trailer came out, EA releases the Gridiron Notes, and if you're not familiar with the Gridiron Notes, basically, it's the EA developers. It's usually every week they go over a specific detail of Madden 21, like an in-depth text style thing. And I'm not too sure about the date. I know that Clint Oldenburg is going to be doing a stream, I believe, next week, where he's going to go more in depth about gameplay and that sort of thing. And EA Play, which was just live, like a couple minutes before we got live, but I don't think they really talked about. They didn't really talk about any sports games, honestly. They were talking about like other games, so. Don't know. So basically, the first thing is that Lamar Jackson is on the cover, which I feel like is pretty well deserved. I mean, unanimous. I didn't even know, was he voted unanimous MVP for this year?
I think so.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure it
because
was,
because
or is it close? I'm not sure.
yeah, because I know that Tom Brady was unanimous MVP. Like, I don't think there's too many like NFL players that have gotten like unanimous MVP. So that's pretty cool. So, and there's also a video on YouTube. It has Lil Wayne, and it's pretty cool. It's like a little cover montage, but Lamar Jackson is on the cover. So the game is set to come out on the 22nd. However, if you get the pre-order version, then you can play 3 days early.
So they moved it from the
Which,
25th to 22nd.
yeah,
Okay, cool.
and however, there is not. I was looking at the. You can pre-order. I think you can pre-order an Xbox, but I was looking at the PlayStation market, and I didn't see them like list the pre-order yet.
They'll
So
have to do it, bro.
yeah, because if you pre-order, like I tried to pre-order my copy, I think it was like a couple years ago, but if you like pre-order it at Walmart, they won't charge your card until the game actually comes out. But if you pre-order on PlayStation, they charge it right away. So,
Yes, sir.
all right. So I guess what the flagship new mode is going to be this year is Face of the Franchise. Now, last year, Face of the Franchise, what it was is you played as a quarterback, you played through one postseason of the college football playoffs, and then you got drafted. But they're going to be adding on to this year with now you're going to create yourself as a quarterback, but you start off in high school this time. You start off in high school and then you play a few not I'm not saying a whole lot of high school football, but you're going to be playing it up until the state championship. And then from there you're going to be signing with the NCAA division school. I'm not too sure if it's going to be the same 10 schools from last year, but knowing EA Sports, they probably don't want to spend like, the money and licensing and all that to go get 10 other schools. So don't be surprised if you see the same schools as last time. However, but yeah. So other than that, it seems like a career mode where you start off as a quarterback and you go through high school, college, and the pros. And also one other thing is that you will have the opportunity to switch to a running back or wide receiver. So I know a lot of people are complaining because they want to be played with more positions. So on this time you get to decide either a running back or a wide receiver. And also when you do the combine, they're saying that you can run the 40-yard dash. So
Oh, that's cool.
that's a pretty cool mode as well. So, and other than that, what they're saying for the gameplay features is that they're going to be saying the stick skill. So you'll be able to combo together all your evasive moves on the right analog stick, including juke, spin, hurdle, the dead leg. The stick skill brings more fluid, athletic movement to the field and gives you more control over the moves you want to perform. So I'm not sure how that's going to work because they just said that all the new juke moves are going to be controlled by the right stick. So, like, do you think that that's really like stick skills if everything's one button, or do you think that it should be like, I don't know, more complicated, like
So
two
the spin
buttons and
move is
stuff?
not going to be O, or is it?
I mean, from what I'm reading on the EA's website, it's saying you'll be able to combo together all your evasive moves with the right analog stick, including the juke, spin, hurdle.
Oh,
So
that's weird. I wonder if it's going to be
yeah,
like
that's
double
gonna be
tap
weird.
right side. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Double tap up. I don't know. I don't know if I like that, but I mean, we'll figure it out when the game comes out.
yeah. And then the other thing they're marketing as a gameplay feature is the pass rush moves. So it says all your pass rush moves and block sheds from Madden 21 will now be on the right analog stick. So apparently the right analog stick is going to be the thing that controls, which is going to be kind of different because in Madden 20 you hit stick with the right stick, and then playmaker, like if you want to playmaker one of your receivers, use the right stick. But I don't really. Oh yeah, and then jukes and stuff like that are on the right stick, obviously. But I guess for this year, there's going to be a lot more that's going to involve the right stick, so be on the lookout for that.
Yo, all I'm saying is I know you and I text this,
Yeah.
but I'll put money on it. Pros will be on the D line, a defensive end, and they'll spam it one way and then blitz with somebody, and it'll glitch out the line. I know they said the offensive line is going to get used to repetitive moves, and they're going
Right.
to learn, but I mean, they say that almost every year, just differently. Like, oh, build your offensive line, it matters, but then it doesn't matter. But I mean, if this year it matters, like Madden 21, it matters, definitely me spending money on the offensive line will help.
All right. Yeah, so it says you'll have full control to choose the exact rush move you want to do it. Which, so I guess you can choose like, if you want your D line to do like a slim move or like a rip kind of move. I don't know how that's gonna work out, and so, but it's saying that you have a limited amount of available moves per play, and blockers will start to build resistance against repeated moves. This layer of strategy to one of the most important aspects on defense. So we'll see how that plays out. Me personally, I think that this is going to be a thing that's going to get manipulated.
Oh,
Um,
totally.
and that's the thing too, like the whole ID the mic feature and the double team feature. I kind of like that, but this I can just see being totally manipulated and just there's gonna be someone that's gonna like the pros are gonna come up with something like if you do the specific pass rush move and then the O line's probably gonna dumb out and
What I think's gonna
so
happen, bro, is they're gonna send a blitz, either put a slot cornerback or an or outside linebacker on the edge, and then they're gonna try to spam the line or spam the move inside, so the line slides in and the guy comes in untouched. Or if they don't, and let's say I ID the blitzer, they'll come in. There'll be something like that. And hey, you guys, I also apologize. Like the Stream Element bot is just running wild in the comments. I've seen people come in and leave, probably because it's super annoying. But I apologize for that.
the bot must be on cocaine or something. I don't know
Yeah,
what's
it's
going
bad.
on. Yeah, that's crazy. We need to get like a tech support guy for this podcast.
Yeah,
For Shane,
bro. I mean,
but
we're at 136 messages, 15 minutes in.
god dang. Yeah. Oh well, but I appreciate you guys in the chat anyway. Shout out to anyone that's in there. So
Yeah,
the
shout out
next
Dave and
oh,
Nicholas.
Dave's in the chat. What's up, Dave? Um so the next one is going to be the location-based tackles. These are tackles where both the ball carrier and the defender are aware of the first down marker, end zone, and pylon. What this means is that you'll see ball carriers reach out with the ball when getting tackled to score a crucial touchdown or a first down. You also see the tackling defender struggle but successfully deny the ball carrier these reach out moments. I think that that's pretty cool. Um, I, I think it's pretty cool. I don't really have a whole lot to say about that. Um, I think it'll add to the awareness of the game,
Yeah, me too.
but
Real
yeah,
quick,
oh,
Nick,
go ahead.
Nicholas. I mean, actually, it's not in the stream bot. It's whoever comments. So Nicholas told me to tell you what's up, and then Dave said, "How you guys still talking about Madden when it's done?" Dave, we figured it out, bro. But go ahead, Trey. It's just repeating.
Yeah, Yeah, no, I mean it's pretty dead, but I mean we still find stuff to talk about. Regarding sports or just anything in general. We try to branch out. We don't always do just strictly Madden. We like to talk about other things as well. So that's that. But but yeah, that's what they have written down. So on the 25th, it says it down here. They're going to be going live on EA Madden NFL. That's their Twitch account. It doesn't say what time though, which is kind of weird. But they're going to be doing a sit down with Clint Oldenburg, and they're going to do a deep dive into gameplay. And they're also going to be Gridiron Notes. So when a new series of Gridiron Notes is going to come out, then we will talk about that and try to do a good job of explaining what that is. But I mean overall, I mean, and the cover is kind of weird. I mean, it's kind of weird because with all this, I guess what I heard is that with this whole coronavirus is that they couldn't fly Lamar Jackson out to do cover shoots, so it's like regular pictures edited on, which is kind of strange, but cool nonetheless. But so overall, I'm still pretty excited for this year's Madden. Um, I don't really have a huge problem with Madden 20. I know I might be in the minority of that field, so. But what about you, Shane? What's your, I guess, general outlook of what you've heard so far?
I think there will be a huge patch a week into it.
Yeah.
I think the first patch that happens is they're going to try to figure out maybe 2 weeks into it. I think they are going to have to patch the whole defensive line, user defensive line, because I think people manipulate it so bad. I mean, but I have to wait until it comes out to play it to see what I like about it. I'm sure I'll like it, and then the glitches will come in, and I won't like it for a little bit, and then once I learn how to beat it, I'll like it. The typical Madden stuff. The the comment section, Trey, is what do you think about the PS5? It looked cool. I don't like how bulky the controller looked. If that was really the controller, what do you think, Trey?
I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, I'm gonna be, and I'm loyal, so I'm probably gonna, still be PlayStation 5. I was watching the reveal trailer, which came out, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, but they were, showing some of the games. They showed NBA 2K21. The graphics on there look pretty cool. So, and also they had, I don't know if you or the people in the chat, but they had an Oddworld game, and Oddworld like that was like a game that like my parents played back in the day, so it was pretty crazy, seeing that like pop up. Like I was watching, I was like, is that Abe? One of the characters there. So I was like,
Right.
well, that's pretty awesome. But no, I think the biggest thing now is what the price is, which nobody knows what the price is going to be when it comes out.
I think it's going to be
people are
600.
saying 600, yeah. I mean, I've heard some people saying 700 and 800, and it's like, it's like literally, it's like nobody has that type of money to just drop on a new game console. So
Yeah,
I
that's
think
too
it'll be
much.
like,
It'll be between 5 and 750, but I'll say 600. That's what I'm going to stick with.
yeah. But I mean, for the PS4, I mean, I kind of like the layout of the PS4. I never really had too much of an issue with the PS4 as a whole. I can get in and out of, whenever I want. How long have you had your PS4, Shane?
When did it come out?
Oh, you got it when it came out.
Yeah, I think like a month or a couple months after, maybe.
Yeah.
And with PS5, I'm going to wait until next summer to get it because all the tournaments are going to be on PS4, so I'm not going to spend money on the PS5 when I'm not going to use the PS5 until next year, next summer.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, the controllers, I'm not too sure. They are saying, with the controllers that it's gonna be like, because you know how when you play Madden and when you're about to get sacked or whatever, the controller vibrates. But I guess what they're saying is that it's gonna be like more immersive. I don't know if that's a word for it, but it's supposed to be like, I guess, like you're supposed to feel more of it with the controller. So I don't know.
Okay. Hey,
But
Dave said that the digital copy is $400 and the one with the disc drive is 530. It was accidentally leaked by Amazon France, and it'll be released in November 20th.
400, that's not bad then.
No,
Yeah.
and yeah, I'm still waiting until next summer, you guys. I'm gonna wait until all the MCS tournaments are on PS5. So I mean, I'm not gonna be spending my money on PS5 until next summer.
Right. I mean, but I mean, if we're talking about like disc controllers, I kind of like the Xbox controllers a little bit more than the PS4
I think
controllers.
it's gonna be
I
bulky,
think
bro.
I think they fit better in my hand, but I think that's just a personal preference on that. But
Yeah, that's true.
yeah,
I think
so
they're trying to do the Xbox controller like that, or the PS5 to be like the Xbox, because I think they want people to be able to, like, if we go to an MCS tournament and they do it on Xbox, then the PS5
yeah,
controller will feel like the Xbox.
yeah, yeah, that's pretty cool, and it's pretty cool, like when you go to those events that they make it to where like if you're used to playing on a PlayStation, then it's the same thing as when you're playing on a PlayStation. But but not. I think it'll be pretty cool. But I don't know if you remember the original Xbox. I think it came out in like 2001, but those controllers were like massive, like the original ones that came out. They were pretty ridiculous, but pretty.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. All right. So, so with that being said, we're going to be getting into the this week's poll question, and how the poll questions work is that every week it'll be on Shane's YouTube channel. It'll be like three topics, and whoever gets the highest amount of votes will be the topic we'll be discussing for the following episode. But today's poll question is it fair that if you want to compete in the MCS that you have to spend money on MUT cards? Um, I guess I'm gonna go first, and then we'll go from there. But you know, me personally, I wouldn't mind it if it was like if it wasn't as much as what it is. If it was like some type of membership where you pay like 20 or 40 bucks a month and you get access to all the cards you need to compete. I don't know how they're gonna make it, but I mean if but I mean you want to buy a bundle for Madden Ultimate Team, you're talking 80, $90, and then you can't go straight to the source and say I want to get this MUT card. Otherwise, you'll be breaking terms of service, and then you might be that EA might ban your account. So I think it's a little bit ridiculous, for someone that just wants to play Madden to compete and win money like Shane. Me personally, I'm a MUT guy, so I'm a buy the bundle regardless because I enjoy playing Madden Ultimate Team, but I do think that they should make it to where like the people that want to grind for the tournaments, should be like a membership option.
Yeah,
And
I
and I
go ahead.
and yeah, and I don't really mind because other games, Fortnite, Call of Duty, you don't really have to buy the skins if you want to be good and make money from that game. But I don't really think it'll be a much big a deal if they made people pay like an entry fee or like a monthly fee or something along those lines. But I don't think it should be like the way it's at. So That's what I have to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's unfair. I mean, there's people out there that are pros that can spend, $1,000 to $2,000 throughout the first couple months, and they'll have all the cards. And then what it happens is it sets them up down the road in the season to sell them, and then have tons of coins, and then be able to spend money on chemistry, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And to me, it's just not fair because if somebody like you're basically taking out how good somebody is in a way. Like if I have the same team as you, then yeah, it's skill. But if I can only spend like $15 or $20 and I can't grind to try to get better cards, I'm at a disadvantage than a person who spent $500 on it. And yes, it might not matter if the person's horrible, but most people aren't going to be horrible. It's a disadvantage for people who have to grind or not have enough money to spend. So yeah, I think it's unfair.
Yeah, for sure. So, and I mean, even for the people that, play Ultimate Team and, they might not have enough money to invest in, MUT. So, and, and I'm a MUT guy. I mean, I feel like, it's kind of like a hobby at this point, like whether it be, uh, hunting or fishing or whatever. I kind of feel like this is kind of the same bracket because I kind of consider Madden Ultimate Team to be like a hobby because you basically collect cards and then you play solo challenges and then you do other things to like grind to get the team that you want in this mode. So, but I mean, yeah, I mean if you have like an 88 overall team and you go up against a 96 overall team, then it's gonna be rough. Like you're probably not gonna win. I mean,
Yeah, especially if both people are good. Like,
yeah,
and I don't know, man. I think it's really really hard to make it fair. But maybe if they did like you can only spend $100 a month, but then people would be like, well, that's not my fault. Make more money, like get a better job or spend your money here instead of eating out, which is kind of true. But I mean, yeah, it is a little unfair. Like the more money you have, the better your chances are of having the best team possible out there.
yeah. So how much if you had to guess like how much money did you spend like on your salary cap team when you were going for the clubs in the last chance qualifier?
Um, Probably three or four, and then at the end,
Okay.
maybe like one or two more. The year before, I barely spent anything. Like, I mean, anything. But I was at a disadvantage. Like, I think if I would have spent tons of money the year before, how it happened, how I ended up losing to, like, Killer Mike to make me have to
Right.
play Kiv, I would have won against Killer Mike, and I would have made a lot more money. So if I would have spent more money in Madden 19, it would have bailed. It would have helped me out.
Right. So how much money do you plan to spend like the same amount of money or do you feel like you didn't spend enough money this year or
Probably
what's
probably the same amount to start,
okay. Yeah.
and then
Okay.
we'll see, then I'll see how it is.
Right. So do you think and I guess since we got some time left we should go over the other poll question that was second in the voting which was which mode requires more skill. Now we know that you're a Regs team guy. That's kind of your background and how you came up. But I mean, do you feel like it take like regular teams takes more skill, or do you think that it's kind of a part to where you think that you might just not be good, and you don't think that there's a skill like I guess like where do you stand on all of that?
Well, the couple people that I talk to that are pretty good, they think after doing everything throughout the year, they think that regs is a bigger skill gap, which surprised me that they'd agree with me. But they said yeah, regs is a little bit more of a skill gap than mutt because mutt can do so much more for you if you have the top players like if they're zoned out or they have top man
Yeah,
coverage,
yeah,
they just cover everything. Whereas regs, you just got to pick your team and roll with it. Now the thing is, I think it's a little different skill in each mode. Like mutt, if you can set your team up perfectly and you know what to do with mutt, yeah, you're gonna be at a way bigger advantage than like somebody who doesn't. Kind of like me, who still struggles off and on. But with like regs, you pick your team and you just play. You don't get to put like 60 overall or 70 overall, 95 speed players, you know what I mean, on the line. You just have to play. I think regs is a bigger skill gap.
yeah. Me personally, I think that Regs does have a little bit more of a skill gap. Um, this year I kind of, and I don't want this to sound biased because I can admit personally that I'm not that good at salary cap or regular teams. Like, and that's not me saying that I think that the mode is dumb or it takes less skill, but I truly think that mud draft probably I think this year takes the most skill because there's no abilities, whereas like the other modes have abilities.
Yeah, and I
So
agree.
yeah, and I kind of liked how hopefully mud draft it's the same thing where they have you have like 6 playbooks that you can choose from. So we'll see, but so do you still think that like with this year this year you played more salary cap than years past. Do you still think that this year you're still better at regs than salary cap?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think so. I think I'm still a little bit better on regs, but because the people that I lost in a salary cap at times when I did lose to them, I smashed them in regs money games. So yeah, I think so,
Right.
and I think it's the whole. I'm not fully used to building a salary cap team and being able to put like little cheap players in certain areas. And when I say cheap players, I mean like a 71 overall player as a linebacker, but he has so much speed that he can run around your 90 offensive line. And that's
Yeah.
what I mean by that.
Yeah, I think that if salary cap wasn't, I feel like if there wasn't like so many like, people that are in crews and stuff like that, I think that if everyone was just trying to create like a team based on what they like to do as a person rather than like you have like 10 or 15 people in one group that tries to come up with one offense and one defense, then I think that salary cap could be more exciting to watch and exciting to play. The idea is great, but I just feel like, you know, with the amount of like people that are in the group, they just like try to think of the easiest way to win. So,
Yeah, it'll be the same thing. And then it even transfers over to regs. Like
yeah.
people are still sending everybody in regs. And then same
Right.
setup, but it doesn't work as well at times because the players aren't as OP in salary cap when you
Yeah.
can buy everyone.
What was the most OP? Do you think that the Chiefs were probably the most overpowered team in this year's version?
Yeah, and well,
Yeah.
yeah, for the most part, and then 49ers.
Yeah.
49ers, if you knew how to use them, you could handle it. You could handle KC because I used 49ers versus KC, and if people didn't know how to stop the run or you had good enough defense with
Yeah.
the 49ers. But I mean, yeah, Casey helped bail out people for sure.
What about the Ravens? Like, was Lamar Jackson that overpowered? Like because I know you're a defensive player, so did he give you any problems, or did you have him contained for the most
I
part?
mean, he gave me problems with like QB blast until I figured out like what setups worked against QB blast. But like Mark Ingram was too slow as a running back. They don't have like I know they have Hollywood Brown, but besides that,
Yeah.
they don't have like explosive running backs like the Niners. And Lamar's not as good as Patrick Mahomes on the game at passing. And
Yeah.
the Chiefs just have a loaded offensive team.
Yeah. Yeah. The Ravens are like on defense. The Ravens are better than the Chiefs, right?
Oh,
You
by
would
far,
say.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when I played regs back in the day, I used the Vikings. I thought the Vikings were pretty good. But I mean, I would imagine at this point of the year, it'd be kind of because like to play without an escape artist quarterback is you know, kind of not the move. But I mean, I've been watching like a players last tournament, and people were using the Seahawks, and I guess DK Metcalf has some speed on him. So
Oh yeah, DK's fast.
yeah,
And
yeah,
people were also using Houston for a while.
right. So so that's pretty awesome. Okay, so real quick, I'm actually gonna go ahead and we'll touch on this real quick, but for the tournament that's coming up, we're not gonna do the whole bracket, but for I'm gonna list I'm gonna give you 16 names, and out of those 16 names, I guess we'll see who we think's gonna win. So we got K Mac, we got Noah, we got Throne, we got Drini, we got the actual CC, which you probably don't know. Um, we have Pavon, D Croft, Fancy, uh, BG Fam. You may or may not know him. He's a streamer.
Yeah.
We have we have J Wall, we have Bugs, we have Joke, we have Zane. He's another streamer. Chaos. We have Clef, and we have Mazomatic, who's a YouTuber slash streamer. If if I had to guess, I would probably. I kind of want to say Fancy. I think Fancy is probably the best MUT player this year, but because you have to remember this is like straight like unlimited MUT, so that's probably who I would guess.
I'll go Clef.
You go Clef. All right.
Then we'll see by next Thursday.
But yeah, I mean, if you guys, again, if you guys, if you're looking for something to do, that tournament that they're going to be put on, and it's going to be good too because I know that a lot of you guys that play Ultimate Team, you're always wondering, what are the best abilities, the best X factors, and all that. But when you watch this tournament, you're going to be able to see what the essentially the best players, what they do with their abilities. So that'll be good to watch. So with all that being said, I know that Shane's a busy guy during these days, but I think we covered everything pretty good. Shane, do you have anything else you'd like to touch on before we
I
get out of
don't,
here?
I don't have anything else to do or say, but anybody who's a father, have a good Father's Day this weekend. And we will see you guys next Thursday at 5 p.m.
All right, sounds good.
All right, you guys. We'll see you guys next week.